Welcome to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone, this is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor. And we're just going to go ahead and start off with the Stand and Deliver showcase WrestleMania weekend here. And they start off with Chase U and Schism with a good match, and they add the twist to it immediately. They've got Duke Hudson, and he's not getting along with the big strong boy. And so there seems to be tension. There's a kink in the armor. And in this match, it ends up coming into it. Ava gets involved a little in this match with Thea. Throws her a couple times. Okay. And of course, Schism is a very good, well-oiled machine. They do fine. And in this match, they do a good job with showing that Duke is unhappy. He shows his frustration all through the match because it seems that Andre Chase and the big strong boy seem to be tagging a little more often and kind of have the working well together. So all of this is going on. So at one point in time, it comes to where there's a split. Now Joe Gacy, instead of confronting Duke, he goes straight to him and invites him. And he gives him a T-shirt. Now, you know, when someone gives you a T-shirt, heck yeah, man, well, they all get ready to fight. After Duke has put on his shirt, he does his best interpretation of Hulk Hogan and rips the shirt off and goes after Schism. And they proceed to end up winning this match, even with the hail. So it's a good little start, you know. It's kind of an old school feel. He was going to flip sides and then decided not to. So hey, what do you say? Good little starting match, and then they go into the ladies' match after that, and you've got Roxanne, you've got Gigi Dolan, you've got Zoe Stark, Tiffany Stratton, let me see, Akira, Indy Hartwell, and a lot of ladders. Okay, now in a ladder match, usually you don't have 6 or 5 people, whatever it was. You don't have that many people, and it really, I think, it's a little overplayed. Because everybody's trying to do so much, and it allows for a lot of slippages. It allows for a lot of bad timing moves. Although the ladies did do pretty good. Tiffany Stratton, keeps impressing. Zoe, of course. She's a monster. She's consistent. Valkyria really came on in this match. The ladders were definitely not her friend because they are, of course, twice her size, but she did a good job. So everything's going good. At one point, you just think Gigi's about to win this. She's going to start this. They're going to give her the push, and out of nowhere comes JC Jane, and she causes that to end. So then you think, Roxanne's going to win this. But no. She gets knocked off. So now it's Indy Hartwell's turn. But she can't climb the ladder. Can't climb it. Too much pain. Anguished. Distressed. Out of nowhere. Dexter! Dexter shows up. Rather different fashion, and motivates her. It helps her up the ladder to her championship. So I am happy about that. It's about time. She gets a push. She comes out a little later, dressed very nice. I just like to see that. So hey, after that they've got, of course, Pretty Deadly is hosting this. So they've got some glasses on. Big square glasses. I think my mom had a pair in 1974. I guess it's a tribute to Elton John, maybe. I don't know, but they're real distracting and they look like old satellite dishes and I do not like them. Okay. I'm sorry. I do not like them. I do not like green eggs and ham. So anyway, that was pretty good little start there. Now they go straight from there, to Wes Lee promo and for the North American Open Challenge. And, of course they got Dragon Lee, they got JD McDonough, they got Dragunov, Axiom, and of course Wes Lee. And, this match was a all-out must go back and watch. I mean, for a while, I felt Lucha Luchador. I felt a little old school grind in this match, a little bit of everything. In the end, it ends up being perfect timing, but there were several moves in this match that just required absolute perfect timing. And they pulled it off. There was a slip or two. Hey, when you're doing that much, it is to be expected. But Axiom, just freaking awesome. Dragon Lee, man, this guy's come on. JD McDonough is JD McDonough. He is the man. And Dragunov and Thea Hale seem to go to the same. They have the same hyper. Tempted in this match. I mean, Thea is unbridled aggression, I guess you could say, but Dragunov is just like I've seen guys in bars in fights that just come out of nowhere and get like a hit of adrenaline, and they are just freaking nuts. They take a butt whooping or give it. Man, and he just pulls off. This is just great. Axiom does a kick on Wes Lee that is just so much perfect timing. Dragunov, almost gets a win here and there. And then in the end, it is a perfect timing move by Wes Lee to pull off the win. And I'm okay. I'm not on Wes's bandwagon, but I have nothing but respect. But he brought it. He brought it tonight. So I was impressed with that. They go back to Pretty Deadly, and they're outside of Mello's room and still discussing. And this time they don't have the glasses on. But Trick comes out and gives them a little scoop, whatever it was. It's Pretty Deadly. Yeah, this little segment it kept them on air. So, and at the end, it created a match for this coming week. So, I see why they did it. But they go into a Waller promo, gives it a couple minutes, and then, they do a Johnny Wrestling, the first Triple Crown holder. They're going into this unsanctioned match. They're doing a lot of building. And of course, with the build-up, they have to have Waller on Instagram or Twitter or something. I believe today he was on Instagram, and of course, since I guess it's home for Johnny there, they got to have the wife and kids too. So, yes, not a big fan of that. But anyway, they go into the match, and it starts off hot and heavy. Man, these guys are throwing down. At one point in time, Waller's trying to do the HBK stomp where he's tuning up the band. He's got good moves. Man, they destroy a chair. Waller drops Johnny, Mr. Wrestling, through a chair, and it destroys the chair. Really good-looking move. Several good-looking moves in this match. This I would say would probably be the second best match, or maybe tied with the last, but it is what it is. And man, there was kendo sticks, there was trash cans, of course, everything. Johnny goes under the mat first and starts pulling stuff out, and Grayson ends up with a back full of whelps from those kendo sticks. And for a while, Johnny's wife got to throw down a little bit and gets in the storyline, of course. The one move, though, I don't understand how they can pull this off and it's so popular, but it is. And that is the trash can over your head. And then somebody, I think the first time I saw it, it was the Road Warriors did it to the Fabulous Freebirds in Texas. And they just, they put it on, I think it was a P.S. Hayes and clotheslined him. But in this one, Waller puts it on Johnny, and he goes up on the top rope and walks out a little bit and jumps halfway across the ring. Looked good. Waller goes through a desk. He sets up for Johnny, and then Johnny turns the tables. Booker T gets taken out. Now Booker T gets taken out. The sound gets taken out. It's pretty good. Pretty good. They did a lot of moves with the chairs. They arranged some stuff up that really wasn't as impactful as they thought it was going to be. But overall, I would say this was pretty good. The Waller going through the desk looked pretty good. And then finally, after several groin shots by Waller and an attack to the eyes, Johnny does the ultimate low blow and gets a chance at the win. So anyway, they pull that off. Of course, his wife is out there, and they've got one shot of Waller on the ground looking as his hands being raised because he tapped out. That's one important fact I did leave out. He tapped out. So this will be something that they can go on later on, or however they decide to do it. And then Dexter and Indy Hartwell come out, and Indy looks really nice, and they congratulate Mr. Wrestling and his wife. And then after that, you got a little interview, and Tony D and Stax, and Stax is blaming himself, and Tony's like, hey, we're a team. And Pretty Deadly kind of comes in and makes a few remarks, so bam, there is a match coming up for next week. And then you've got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Valen Henry and Katina James. And Jensen's carrying her purse. It's a big purple purse. And Jensen carries it to the ring. Okay, that was the first to start off. And then Alba and Isla just come out gangbusters, pulling some great moves. They keep going, how do they call them? They're going to the dark side, I don't know. There comes a time when the soap opera has to end, and I hope it's fairly soon. I'm sure we got a couple more episodes, but they keep saying the dark cloud if it Dawn and Fire win, but it is what it is. This was definitely not a Dragunov type match. Because these people were slow as mud and about put me to sleep a couple times. Now, we did crown some new champs in here and created some more drama for the baby mama drama. With Jensen and Briggs wanting to help. At one time, Katina called for her purse, and they were like, "Don't you do it! Don't you do it!" And so I'm sure we're going to hear, unfortunately, a lot more about this. Now, as I said, we did crown new champs. So the sideshow has started. Here we go, folks. We'll see what they can do with it. And then comes a bevy of big promos. Promo this, promo that. The youngest heavyweight title match. They do a Carmelo special on him, no after parties. He's been in the gym. They did look like he'd been in the gym. And Braun saying he's been carrying the company for about almost 2 years. And when he turns that 4.3 speed on, he says he can take anybody out. But Melo says, I am him. So you know what you got. Now, this match is pretty good. It's for the NXT Championship, and the crowd's about half, but after a long list of promos, Mello comes out, Trick introduces him, does a good job, and he does all his shirts that he did, that's his thing, where when he puts that shirt up, he done with you. So he puts up a Braun shirt. So we are getting ready. The match is pretty good. It's a slower pace, but it's okay in this match. After all the build up, and Trick coming out, Braun comes out to like some dog eyes, and they got a big dog house, and I got that dog in me. And of course, you're going to hear Booker T say, what is it? No bread, no water, just meat. And they have the typical stare down, and Braun comes out showing his power at first, and Mello seems surprised. There's a couple. He chases Mello up at one time with the dog bark and kind of freaks him a little bit, and so the match is pretty good. Kind of tick for tack. Everybody's feeling themselves out. And then about, 4 or 5 minutes into it, Mello has to get involved. It looks like he's almost going to go up with the old Lex Luger torture rack kind of move, and Trick grabs his foot and pulls him over to the rope, and the ref sees it, so the ref kicks Trick out. But like I said in the match, you'd rather see that done than a disqualification. So, each guy goes on, Mello at one time does the move of breaking the stick over his leg like Braun does, and then Braun does the free throw. So, they both have that going. But Braun, of course, in this match is going to be incredibly slow when he goes to the top rope. So you know where that kind of leads. And there was one thing. Now, Mello had the Mamba, Kobe Bryant's number on him. I did not see it, but I heard the announcer say it. Now, out of respect, I can understand that. But any comparison to the Mambo, please, okay? No. But anyway, this was in LA, so the Laker logo was used to the best of trademark ability. And this match, as I said, it's good, man. They both, there's a Frankensteiner in here that was pulled off great. Mello does some great moves. I mean, they're both back and forth, and the speed of the match is okay. It really is okay. You're into the match good, and about that time, there happens to be a spear attempt, and the ref gets in the middle. All right, so we can all see where this is going. Ref's down, the ultimate steal, right? That's usually the way it goes. And, of course, here comes Trick with the belt, and he lays out Braun from behind, a very weak one. After Brutus earlier in the night had such a bad mess, I can't say nothing bad about anybody else. He literally flew by 3 people stacked on each other. So I mean, I'll leave this one alone. But Trick, he runs out, nails Braun. So now Braun is down. He drags Mello over. So it is 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute. He actually kicks out. But it is, it's not going to matter because Mello's going to get his move in a minute and pull off the victory. That's right. We got a new NXT champ. And they've got an angle because of Trick. They've got several ways they can take this. So, I mean, it is absolutely a new way to start off a fresh year, because at WrestleMania pretty much is the end of their year. So that was good. And then Braun takes the belt from the ref, and Trick has that funny look like, oh, wait a minute. And he backs on away, but Braun gives the belt to Mello and gives him a little fist bump. and now it's a party. And now he gets to go to the after party. So you've got this short rendition of a review of what happened at Stand and Deliver, and overall, not a bad premium event. We did get our desk broke. We had a couple, I think Daniel Kamir, or I can't think of his last name. He's a commentator for the UFC. He was there. They had showed a couple people, so this is all pre-WrestleMania, of course, but hey, it looked pretty good. The crowd was pumped. It was into it, so you cannot ask for a better event than that. If I was to rate the matches, definitely you go back to the North American Championship, or the Open Challenge. That was the Fatal 5-Way. That was a great match. I can't call it a high flyer totally, although it kind of was. There was just good moves, good match, extremely good timing, just a very professional, very good match. And that's going to be that. Now, we kind of made this a little quick tonight because most people are aware I'm just outside of Memphis. I'm just outside of Covington, Tennessee. We had some bad weather and had some tornadoes come through. Luckily, loss of life was not as it could have been, so we're thankful. So we're going to get back out, take some donations down, and help our town come back strong as it ever was. And but anyway, guys, thank you very much for this shortened version. And as always, rescue when you can. And speaking of rescue, we got a 110-pound Rottweiler that we rescued 5 weeks ago. She now has puppies. We have 11 beautiful Rottweiler puppies as of last night. So this has been a hectic weekend with the storms and the pups. So anyway, rescue if you can. Spay and neuter always. And guys, this is Memphis Mark. And Covington Strong says, I'll be back.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.